Okay, Dave, the subject we're dealing with is you're talking about how I work too much, work too hard, and I'm going to try to explain it to you why it appears that. But honestly, if I could, if I wasn't such a lazy ass, I would probably be over here. But I'm back here because I mean, it's all relative. It's all relative. Like, and I know, I mean, we can go back 40 years and me trying to plan a business, try to figure out what the two of us could do together to make money. And then you ran off to San Francisco with your ex because, I forgot. I don't understand quite all of that because what I remember is you started a business that already existed. You basically took it away from. And I don't mean to take you to task for this because I couldn't have done the same. I would have been a failure at doing what you did with that opportunity. I would not have been able to do what you did with that opportunity. And it wasn't just that that was a business that didn't have to pull out of thin air. Also, there was that lady developer. I forget her name. Ronnie wrote in a letter about it. And um, my Mark. Um, and you live in like one of the richest places on earth. Like, people out there just have wheelbarrows of cash. And the weather. I mean, this is this thing where we're like this. But anyway, this thing about I work too hard, the problem is I didn't work hard enough. Like, I can't do what you do. Like, you're a, you're like a bull. Like you love that job in Louisiana. I fucking hated that job because I couldn't see what I was doing. It was fun going offshore. It was fun getting set off in 75-mile-per-hour winds into the Gulf of Mexico in a storm. People hanging over off a workboat, throwing up. I mean, yeah, that was fun, but the rest of it and that place, it was interesting. Crawfish and all that. I remember you kicked over a cooler of crawfish. Um, what am I trying? Okay, see. Okay, so anyway, FCSTWPFF. What does that mean? Food, clothing, shelter, transportation, work, profit, family, and friends. And I don't see, like, if people that go to college to be social workers is just hilarious. It's like you it's like you driving around with socks in your truck to give to homeless people. Like, that's why I say get your hands dirty. Like, okay, so I know you've probably never thought about it. It may not make sense to you, but food, like, you can be naked and you can be freezing, but you're gonna have food, or you can't shit. And if you can't shit, you're gonna die. I mean, that's really a problem. You can go without the food, but you can't shit. If you can't shit, you can't die. So, you gotta have food. First and foremost, you gotta have food. Like they say, if 3 days without food and you've got a revolution on your hands, and sometimes America looks like it's headed. Okay, so clothing. So, I mean, this might be debatable. We definitely need clothing here in Northeast, well, now it's Southern Ohio. We need clothing here. You can see that. I sleep in this. Okay. And then shelter, because it rains, so you need shelter. You need your cave to live in. And then I know you got to remember back, like if you didn't have a car, you couldn't get to work. I mean, I know you need the work to buy the car, but before you get there, you might get a ride with a fucking friend or something rather than get to work. Like, is it is it after you went to California? Kathy Kathy got some schooling to learn computer. She knew computer before me, and I was providing the car. We had that green Buick. I remember this. And not only did I have to repair my beat up old van to get to work, I had to repair that car. And in the meantime, she like hauled 3 or 4 other welfare people to school with her. So I was helping other people get to school. So transportation, it didn't dawn on me till, you know, how important, like, you got to have transportation before you can even get to work. And so if you can get to work and you can make some money, then maybe you can find time for family and friends. You think these things are so important down here, but if you can't eat, I mean, maybe they can help you eat, which is really like, so you help me basically get this, and you're helping me get this. So this is, once again, this is really about this thing about you keep going, you work too much, and that's because you have been enjoying family and friends for so fucking long, because you live in a place where people have wheelbarrows full of cash and you can charge them. And I knew I did everything I could to get out here because I knew people couldn't afford to have me build their rafters unless they could fucking spend enough money and appreciate the kind of things I could do. And that wasn't going to happen in Ohio. There's not enough of those people floating around with that kind of money that can pay for my stupid construction abilities. So now, okay, so 7 minutes. So you understand that I'm going to have to load this to YouTube, this one here. And I want you to keep in mind that we're only brushing the surface. Like, everything I say is missing 99% of the context, but I never get a chance to talk to you. So this is the only way I can do it. And this is 7.5 minutes. So I'm going to put an end to the FCSTWPFF instructional video. And this is about the I work too much. And I can't, like, what is it you expect? I don't have work and profit. What am I supposed to do? I mean, I do have, by the way, I got a $700 raise on my Social Security, which is really interesting. But I'm not going to explain that here. That could be another discussion. So I got a $700 a month raise, which is helping. Okay, but that's it. I got to stop now.